Hey everyone, Lone Wolf Jai here, and in case you haven't heard, the other day, Major League Baseball, the owners and players union came to an agreement on a CBA combined business agreement, or whatever that is. CBA, yeah, that's what it's called. But anyway, um, for me, that means that my Dodgers Cubs game I plan on going to this coming May is back on. I was getting a little worried because I'm going to vacation. I'm going to Chicago, and one of the reasons why is I want to go to as I said before, I want to go to a baseball game, every Major League Baseball park, and the first one's going to be at Wrigley Field when the Dodgers take on the Cubs. Anyway, so yeah, that's that part. I'm trying to keep myself in cover because it's getting pretty windy out here in Anaheim. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk over the. Let's go ahead and discuss these. This is a screenshot I took from the ESPN story. Um, the terms have not been. Oh, I was gonna look at. Wait, is my phone at 58%? I know it's kind of full of charge. Yeah, it's not. It's at 100%. Still, I still got the charger plugged in. Anyway, so the major talking point I'm not going to talk about is money, because every time there's some kind of not dispute, I would say labor negotiation, whether it's baseball, any sports, whatever. If it's any company that deals with a union, money is always at the center, because in most cases, the union they want more money for the people they represent, and the companies don't want to pay them that much, that the amount. Which I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of that now post COVID. You know, a lot of companies they don't want to spend a lot of money, because a lot of companies lost money during COVID. Which kind of makes me worry about my sister. My sister works at Disneyland, and yeah, I don't really think that's a good idea right now. Anyway, so let's talk about them, and I'll give you my thoughts on each one. A 12-team postseason with the top two division winners earning a first-round bye. So that basically means that the AL that means 6 teams per division. I mean six teams per league. Um, the top team from each league will be granted a first-round bye, and the remaining 5 will go. Will do a head-to-head. We'll fight the. I think there's still going to be a first-round wild card. Um, which will. Okay, how will they figure that? Okay, I'm honestly I'm not going to know how to figure that out. I don't know how this is going to work out. Anyway, um, personally, that's not a bad idea. I mean, I think that one of the I think at one point the thought was 14 teams, which kind of would be kind of would be um so that's it. 45-day window to impose rule changes with feedback from a joint committee beginning in 2023. That basically means, let's say they have a rule change. Let's say they want to make some changes to the rules, like add a new one or change. I don't know if it's going to be add a new one, but like for example, I think one of the other. Okay, let me go to that. Anyway, let's say there's 2 things on here that I didn't see. Yeah, there's 2 things I don't see on there that I think was agreed upon. Um, but One of them is, let's say, because one of the things I hear, I don't really know if it's for sure, was agreed upon was banning the shift. Let's say they say, okay, let's limit the shift, like limits to the shift. And if that rule changes, it's gonna be if they have that rule change, if MLB makes that rule change, then the players and whatever have to uh, have 45 days to do it, to vote on it, like that. Universal designated hitter. Personally, baseball purists will probably say they don't like this because uh, it to them it undermines the what is it the the competitive aspect of the game. Me, I'm fine with it. I don't mind the I don't mind the universal DH. To me, the universal DH it's a good idea because it extends the careers of some of the older players who aren't as mobile. Okay, perfect example. Right now, as of the moment of making this video, the Dodgers have Albert Pujols on their roster. Now, Albert Pujols has been around for like God knows how long. I don't really know. Whoever knows can let me know in the comments. But yeah, he can. Let's say let's say he can pretty much do a DH because he is, like I said, he is not as mobile as he used to be. So it makes sense for that because the pitchers are pretty much whenever the pitcher comes at bat, and people like Draftnik Mark, Fuzzy, they can agree with me on this. I mean, Fuzzy, he's a fan of he's a big fan of an American League team, the Cleveland Guardians. I don't know their old name, but on the other hand, Draftnik Mark, he's a huge fan of the Mets National League team. Okay, me personally, I think that that what you call it? The the doesn't hit because he Draftnik Mark will say every time the pitcher will come up, it's pretty much an automatic out. You either strike the guy out or just hit into a ground ball. There were not very many hitting pitchers. Okay. Plus, I don't think people want to see want the embarrassment of seeing someone like Bartolo Colon running the bases. No offense to Bartolo Colon, he's a great pitcher, but oh my god. And I don't mean to fat shame or anything, but his size was, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's a good idea for universal DH. But a lot of people are like, well, what about the bunting thing? How many times have you seen how many times have we seen small ball lately? Not very often. A 16 draft lottery implemented with hopes of curtailing tanking. Personally, I think this is a test. They're testing the waters of this one, much like they did with the universal DH in 2020. 16 because the only other leagues that have a draft lottery, the only other sports leagues, I think the NHL has one, and the NBA has one. So 6 teams. This is I think personally I think this is a good idea because they take the bottom 6 teams, do a lottery thing, and there you go. A provision that prevents teams from optioning eligible players more than 5 times within a season. Okay, this I had to actually explain to people. Okay, let's say you're on a minor league. Okay, let's say God, I think their minor league team is with Portland. I'm not too sure about that. But the Dodgers, let's say you're a Dodger player, you've been invited to spring training, and you're a part of the opening day roster. Okay, that's your rookie season. Okay, however, you don't really pan out too well. You get sent back to the minors. That's once. If it happens more than 5 times, if they send you down for the 5th time during the season, that means you're stuck in this in the minors for the rest of the season. Basically, two measures aimed at limiting service time manipulation. Full year service time awarded to players who finish within the top two in respective Rookie of the Year voting, and draft picks awarded to teams who promote players on opening day, and finish among the top 5 vote getters for major awards. Okay, first of all, let's say you're a rookie, but you don't meet the eligibility requirements for a full year of service. Let's say you only play like like 140 games. You played 140 out of 162 games. Let's say you're a rookie for, say, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Okay, you're in the top 2 of the rookie of the year voting. You will have a full year of service. Why is that important? 2 more years down the line, you could be eligible for salary arbitration. So, draft picks awarded to teams who promote players on opening day, and finish among the top vote getters for major awards. Let's say again back on the spring training. You're technically a minor leaguer, and you're promoted right there on opening day. And if you as a rookie finish for Rookie of the Year, let's say another teammate finishes for MVP, another one finishes high for Cy Young, and that team is awarded draft picks. That's how I see it. This is one that makes me kind of like, oh my god, this is kind of eh. Additional advertising through patches on jerseys and decals on helmets. Now, I don't know if this is going to be individual or teams. Because some teams have certain teams have their own sponsors. But for the most part, one major sponsor is like Budweiser. Okay. I would say Nike, but Nike's the major apparel provider for every major pro sports team in America, or North America, because count Canada, because the Toronto Raptors and the Toronto Blue Jays. But yeah, and their logo is on every article of clothing. So okay, let's say for example, the Dodgers. One of their sponsors is Jack in the Box. They can have Jack in the Box logos on their jerseys or their helmets. So there's a couple other talking points I remember. One that I think was a discussion point. Oh, shit, I forgot. I'm gonna think of that some other time. I'm like, oh my god, let me see here. 12-team posting, 2 division winners, first round bye, 4 or 5 to win opposed rule changes, payback on joint committee, universal DH, 16 draft lottery, provision that prevents teams from eligible players. What else was there? There were some other talking points that were kind of important in my opinion. Well, there's another one that I didn't have listed that wasn't involved. I don't think it was included, and that's an international draft. Excuse the wind; it's kicking up again. International draft. That I don't know. It could be good, could be bad. I mean, if you're going to countries that country that already has its own baseball league, like for example Japan or Korea, they have to serve their time in those countries before coming over. Case in point, Hideo Nomo, Hideki Matsui, and most recently Shohei Ohtani. Those guys have got to have a full year, finish their time in their Japanese baseball league, and they gotta go from there. However, let's say you got some guys from the Dominican Republic. I don't think there's a league in the Dominican, but you can have a draft from guys from other countries. I think some teams this undermines the whole drafting through college thing. You know, in my opinion, it's like I said, it could be good, it could be bad. You know, that's why they were kind of on a deadlock on that one. So yeah, that's basically the CBA in a nutshell. There are some other points that I think were discussed, but I don't know if they agreed to it. There are some other areas that would need to be addressed. But for me, anytime this kind of thing happens, baseball loses fans. They haven't lost this one. They haven't lost Fuzzy. They haven't lost Draft Nick Mark. Let's hope they don't lose very many. And I saw another baseball YouTube channel say that a good chunk of the fans are like older fans, like me. I'm 49. But then you have the younger. I'm like, but you have younger fans, like Fuzzy, like Draft Nick Mark. Those guys are in their 20s, you know. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your comment below. See what you think. If there are some points I didn't cover, let me know in the comments. Until next time, this is Lowell Jazz saying thank y'all for watching. Take care of yourselves. Okay. Oh man. All right. Can Chinese dev stream? Oh, Agile. I've never been a fan of Agile Lane.